Death is inevitable. It is a drama that everyone has a role. You have a role, I have a role, and it is a role that we must play when it's our turn. Welcome to Living with Shade. Today, the topic of discussion is if you die. If you die today. It hit me as a great shock when I read of the demise of great Pa Adebayo Faleti. I'm sure we all know him. A great writer, a veteran actor, custodian of the Yoruba heritage, a poet, and a great Yoruba actor. He was a seasoned broadcaster. As a matter of fact, one of the pioneers of the Western Nigerian television, the first African television. And when I heard of the news yesterday, it was really touching. It was touching because the tributes that were written to him were so mind-blowing. And within me, I was able to conclude that he lived a good life. I don't know him personally, but funny enough, I had the first encounter that I was going to have about late Pa Adebayo Faleti. It was not really a so good experience because the first time I knew about him was his iconic performance in that Yoruba movie Shawuride, produced and directed by Sir Tunde Kelani, somebody I respect so much because of the way he portrays, his messages in the movies that he shoots and directs. And I would say that these are one of the people who have contributed one way or the other to the growth of this country. And when we were watching that movie, when I was a little bit younger, I and my siblings and my dad, he brought out a cane and was like, I will beat any child in this room who cannot sing that song that Pa Faleti sang. And it was not a joke. This thing that I'm talking about, I actually cried learning the song. But when I grew up, I sang the song and I understood the true meaning of that song, and I was able to comprehend the message they were passing across. Wọ́n máa lé o, àwọn ìjòyè yìí máa lé o, àjàǹtìẹ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n máa lé o, àwọn ìjòyè yìí máa lé o, àjàǹtìẹ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n gbàgbára tán, àjàǹtìẹ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n gbowó olówó, wọ́n tún jí owó aláta, wọ́n tún gbà rìbárìbá, ó máa lẹ́yìn. The true meaning of that song really occurred to me when I was growing up. Then I could understand that in practicality, most politicians, what they do is go into those ventures for what they want to gain from it, not because they have good intentions for the populace. And in truth, that movie portrayed what the Nigerian political setting was, how everybody was jostling for power just for their pockets, and it's still even around here now. So this was one of how I was able to know him, and after then I looked out for him in movies because I knew that if he appears in any movie, he has a message to pass across. That was how I knew him. Those were the messages that he was spreading across. Now, it now occurred to me yesterday when I was reading the tributes and reminiscing those moments. I was like, Shade, if you drop dead today, what will people say about you? If you are, gone, what will people say? What legacies are you putting in place that when you go, people would say, oh, this person did this person did that? Now, I'll tell you my true definition of happiness. My true definition of happiness and fulfillment, achievement, and success is when you can account for one or two people who were able to do some certain things that were difficult in their lives, because you were there, because you had a hand in it? Have you imagined a life where there was so much sorrow in people's lives and you're able to alleviate their problems one way or the other, put smile on their face? Have you thought about what you can do to, for the boy next door or for the woman next house or next street? So many people need your help. There's so many promises that you're yet to keep, and there's so many miles that you haven't gone. But if you drop dead today, what will people say about you? So if you die, what will people say? I went about reading the tributes to Pa Adebayo Faliti, and I concluded within myself that he came, fought the good fight, and was a success in all of it. Now, if you die, what will people say of you? Enough of this idea of thinking that or something. I'm living my life. I'm living my life. You should think about tomorrow. You should think about putting in place your future. You should think about setting bases and frameworks for new or younger generations to come and benefit from it. You should think about how people will be glad that you came into their lives and you impacted it. Start doing something. Start working on how to impact people's lives. I asked myself that same question, and I resolved within myself that I need to do something to put a smile on this person's face. No matter how little it is, I should live a life that people will be able to say, yes, you did this, you did that, and I'm happy that I met you in the course of my journey in life. I leave you to the words of Steve Jobs when he was on his sickbed. He said, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is important. Now, what is important to you is the most important thing. Those things that are important to you will define you, and those are the things that you will start doing, and those are the things that people will talk and say about you when you're finally gone. So if you die today, what legacies are you putting in place today so that people would have good things to talk about?" I leave you with these words, these thoughtful words. Think about it and start building a future for yourself today, because living life is not actually that you are happy and boasty. The true definition of your happiness is when people are happy because of you. Have a great week. Bye now.